What's up, guys? Dual666 here. Welcome to my October 27th horror movie collection update. Today's music, we have Genestealer, good friends of mine through my band Braineater. We've played with these guys a few times, and they're totally sick. Great grindcore band, and really nice guys. So be sure to go check them out. All their info will be below, as usual. I might want to turn it down just a slight tad, though. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, there, that'll work a little better. Okay, so you guys know how I like to get this started. Got a nice seasonal brew here. Not a beer this time. We got a cider from Apes Craft Ciders. It's a pumpkin cider. You guys may have seen me try one of these in my pumpkin beer review video. I did it, like, I think last week or so. If not, go check that out as well. It's in my videos. Yeah, cheers, guys. That's really good. Still keeping it real with the stoners. All right. So today, I want to bring you guys a 60s, 70s, and 80s horror update. So let's just hop on into it, guys. We have a really cool MGM Midnight Movies edition of X, The Man with the X-Ray Eyes with Ray Milland. This is a Roger Corman flick from 1963. It's very, very science fiction-y. It can be, I guess, a little bit dull. But I had a good enough time with it. I feel like there's some, some scenes worth checking out in this film, and anything with a Midnight Movie stamp on there, I gotta have it. I love these classic releases, so yeah, really cool to have that one. Alright, next up from 1982, we have the Icebox Murders. This is a Trash Palace DVD. I was really hoping that this film would deliver a little more, but honestly, this is a very, very, very slow, dull slasher. It is sort of still a slasher, but there's really not much going on here. Yeah, I kind of just took a shot on this one. I, did a big order from Trash Palace, and unfortunately, this one is pretty bad. I don't know how many times I'll watch this again, but it's cool to have it. I still love to find rare, unwatched sort of stuff like this. So, yeah, if you really want to, it's on trashpalace.com. Okay, got a couple from the 60s here. We have Carnival of Souls from 1962 and Horror Hotel 1960, otherwise known as City of the Living Dead. This is one of these really cool, really early DVDs. When did this one come out? This one came out in 2000. This is a really, really old DVD. Carnival of Souls, let's get into the flicks on here, is one of my absolute favorite 60s films and one of my favorite horror films of all time. Me and my dad watched that together really early on when I was, a kid, and we both just loved it so much. It's such a creepy, awesome flick. And then I actually have it, in many, many forms, DVD and whatnot. But I bought this mainly to get Horror Hotel from 1960. This one it's not so bad. Like, honestly, it's a good Christopher Lee role, but it's definitely not one of the better ones. I did like it, though. So yeah, there's that really cool double feature. Alright, hailing from the 60s as well, we have the Munsters. This is the 6-disc set that has pretty much all the episodes, and then I believe it has Munsters Go Home, or Munster Go Home. It's got quite a few documentaries on here as well. It's got the pilot as well, and then Family Portrait as well. The Family Portrait episode is in full color from what it says here. I have watched pretty much all of this since I got it. Like, me and my wife have been watching these for months on end, and I finally watched enough to say, you know what, let's enter into the collection officially. So here it is. Nothing bad to say about the Munsters. I love this stuff, and while it's not necessarily horror, it's obviously horror themed, so it has to go right in. I can't believe it took me this long to get it to. Okay, getting into some Blu-rays, guys, we have the legendary 1974 The Texas Chainsaw Massacre by Tobe Hooper. I've already talked about this film quite a few times, but this is the first time I have gotten it on Blu-ray. This little paper that comes on the back usually. There's not really any art in here, which is kind of weird. It's just kind of a blank inside case. But the art on the steelbook itself is really cool. So yeah, that was kind of the main buying point. I love me a steelbook, and it was time to upgrade from my DVD steelbook, honestly, of Texas Chainsaw as well. So yeah, I actually have 2 steelbooks of this film now, 1 DVD and 1 Blu-ray. Picture on this looks fantastic, as you can imagine. There's 4 commentary tracks on this as well. I'm not sure if any of them are on any other releases, but if they're not, this is where you find them. Definitely plan on getting into those at some point with some repeated watches of this. So yeah, really cool acquisition. Alright, one more Blu-ray for the update here. We have a Code Red release, guys, of Retribution from 1987. This is from, what's this guy's name? Yeah, Guy Magard. This guy made like Stepfather 3 and like maybe just another small handful of films in like, I believe just in the 80s, at least, you know, horror films. Like he might have done some stuff earlier than that wasn't horror. I don't really know. But this is really good. And this is the movie in this update that takes place on Halloween. The first scene is on Halloween in this movie. The whole movie doesn't necessarily take place on Halloween, but the first scene does. So that's, I feel, worth counting. You guys know I like to do at least one film in all of my October updates that takes place on Halloween, so this is it for this one. Yeah, this is a really good Code Red release. There's lots of extras on here as well, a good commentary, and yeah, just a really solid B flick from the 80s. Like, good gore, cool story, good characters, decent acting. All the way around, just a decent B flick. Definitely worth checking out. Alright, back into the DVDs, guys. We're going back into the 60s as well. I believe both of these flicks are from 1966. It's Chamber of Horrors and The Brides of Fu Manchu. Chamber of Horrors is like, it was supposed to be this like pilot episode to some TV show, and it was too depraved, too brutal, whatever, you know, however it was perceived in the 60s for television, so they gave it a theatrical release and really gave it the like William Castle treatment. There's like little alert systems for when a scary scene is about to happen, and of course the scenes are quite tame by today's standards, but it's a really fun little flick. It's kind of a proto-slasher, but I don't know, there's not necessarily enough action for you to really count it as that, though there is some bloodless, off-screen, mainly off-screen kill driven slashers. So, I guess you could call it a proto-slasher in that, so. Anyways, The Brides of Fu Manchu, I believe, is the second film in the Fu Manchu film series. I believe there's 5 of those, and I think Christopher Lee plays Fu Manchu in all of them. This one was not bad. It's definitely not really horror. It's more of a crime thriller, but I liked it. It's got some science fiction and horror elements, so I really dug it. You know, Lee is fantastic as always, and the acting in this is actually decent. It's just, like I said, not necessarily horror, but really cool double pack with that Chamber of Horrors. I wanted both of these films, so cool way to grab them. This is a Blue Underground DVD that I've wanted for a long time, and I just kind of happened upon it. I believe I got this with my boy Dan the Sandman down at Reanimated Records with him. Autopsy from 1975. This is a really strange giallo film. Obviously, you know, a derivative proto-slasher in a way. But this is really sleazy, and the plot is really off the wall, and there's all sorts of just wacky elements that aren't present in a lot more, you know, streamlined style giallos from the early 70s. So, yeah, this is kind of an oddball, but I really enjoy it. The sleaze factor is really cool. If you're not into that, whatever, you know. But I don't know. I think it's a really good one. Definitely worth your time. I think any fan of giallos definitely should see this if you haven't. My cats are fighting right now, so I'm gonna break them up. Get away from her. Alright, we're back. Alright, we've got some 60s Mexican horror here, guys. We've got the Crypt of Terror release of Night of the Bloody Apes from 1969 and Curse of the Doll People from 1960. These are both really, really cool films for different reasons. Night of the Bloody Apes is like kind of like an exploitation, sleaze, trash fest. It's really, really bad. Like, I would say that it resembles like badly done monster movies of the 50s, but it's got a little bit of gore, and you know, it's really, really stupid looking and bright red. But I like that sort of early splattery sort of stuff. Like, they were definitely trying to transcend past just off-screen kills and suspense by this point, obviously. So, Curse of the Doll People, it's like a much older film, you know, almost 10 years younger, or, you know, earlier. I believe that the uncut version is only in Spanish, so if you want to watch that full cut with the, you know, little bits of, I believe I don't know if there's gore, but I know that there is, I know that there's cuts made to the film. I'm gonna have to rewatch it, because I did just watch both versions, but honestly, maybe I just wasn't paying too much attention, but I swear that it didn't really make that big of a difference. I guess I'll have to go back and check it out, but this is still really, really cool to have. I'm definitely going to be giving both of these rewatches, you know, pretty regularly, I would say. So, awesome to have. Alright, last one, guys, we have from 1982, Witch with Flying Head. This is another Trash Palace DVD. This is Cantonese language with English subtitles release, and it's really, really similar to like films like Mystics and Bali. It doesn't go by name, but come on, dude. Cat's trying to knock over the camera now. Giving me all sorts of trouble today. Anyways, Asian horror, I believe, like low-budget Asian horror at its finest. This is a lot of fun. The creature is pretty creepy. Like I said, I don't think they mention it by this particular name, but the creature is called a liak, to my knowledge. It's when the head pops off the body and the entrails are trailing behind it. It flies around and sucks the blood of the innocent, you know. Really, really weird, out there Asian horror, but I liked it a lot. Had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's like into Asian horror in general, or just batshit crazy 80s flicks. So, yeah, really cool to have that one as well. And that's going to wrap it up, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the update. I know it was brief, but I'm definitely going to be getting another one into you guys by Halloween. I'll have it up by Halloween. I might have to tape it a little before, but definitely will have another one up by Halloween. I believe I'm going to do 30s, 40s, and 50s horror. We'll see if I can scrape enough together to keep it strictly 30s, 40s, and 50s. But until then, guys, I'm going to let you go. Go watch some horror films. Happy spooky season. It's almost Halloween. And have a good night. Take it easy, guys.